In this lesson, we'll be learning about image formation by concave mirror. We'll be considering 4 basic ray diagrams. Here we'll be considering 4 basic ray diagrams. First, we'll consider an incident ray which is parallel to principal axis. Then we'll consider an incident ray through focus. Then an incident ray passing through center of curvature. And finally, an incident ray incident at the pole of the mirror. Let's begin with an incident light ray that passes parallel to the principal axis. Now, if this is an incident light ray incident on the concave mirror, and if it is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it will be passing through the focus of the mirror. Let's assume this line as the normal, that is a line that passes through center of curvature of the mirror as the normal. Now, why are we considering a line that passes through center of curvature as the normal? That's because for any sphere or any circle, a line that passes through the center can be considered as its normal. So here, since this line is passing through the center of curvature of the mirror, we can consider it as a normal to the mirror. The angle which the incident light ray AB makes with the normal can be considered as angle of incidence, and the angle which the reflected ray makes with the normal can be considered as angle of reflection. Angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection, that is, it will follow laws of reflection. Similarly, if we consider another light ray which is parallel to principal axis, it will also pass through the focus. So, number of light rays that are parallel to principal axis would always go through the focus after reflection. Now, this was our first basic ray. Now, the second basic ray, that is a light ray incident through the focus. Now, a light ray incident through the focus after reflection would go parallel to the principal axis. If we consider this as a normal, the angle of incidence would be angle between the incident ray and the normal, and reflected ray would be the angle between reflected ray and the normal, and the angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection. So here, a ray through the focus will always go parallel to the principal axis after reflection. Now, this would be our second basic ray. Third ray was a ray through the center of curvature. Now, let's assume that this is a light ray which is passing through the center of curvature. Now, we already know that any line through the center of curvature can be considered as normal to the mirror. Now, this light ray can be considered as normal to the mirror. A light ray which comes normal to the mirror would retrace the same path. So, it would retrace the same path like this. So, we can say that any ray through the center of curvature will get reflected along the same line after reflection. Now, let's take the case of a ray incident at the pole of the mirror. Assume that this is an incident light ray which is incident at point P of the mirror. Now, this light ray will follow laws of reflection and will get reflected from point P. Here, the normal at the point of incidence will be same as the principal axis because both these lines pass through center of curvature and the point of incidence. The angle between the normal and the reflected ray would be the angle of reflection, and the angle between the normal and incident light ray will be the angle of incidence. Here, angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection, and the incident light ray, the reflected ray, and the normal, the point of incidence, and they lie in the same plane. So, we can say that in the case of a light ray incident at the pole of the mirror, it will get reflected following laws of reflection. So, in this lesson, we learned about 4 basic ray diagrams, and these ray diagrams are common for both convex and concave mirrors. So, the first one was that a ray parallel to principal axis after reflection would always go through the focus. Second was a ray through the focus will always go parallel to the principal axis after reflection, and a ray through the center of curvature will get reflected along the same line after reflection, and finally, a ray incident at the pole of the mirror will get reflected following laws of reflection. So far, we learned about the 4 basic ray diagrams. Now, we'll be combining these different ray diagrams and we'll be finding out the position of image for different position of the object for a concave mirror. And now, this table denotes the different positions of object for which we'll have to calculate for which we'll have to find out the position of the image. Now, we'll be doing that using ray diagrams. Now, it's very easy to memorize this table because here, like you can see, at infinity, in this case, position of the object at infinity, the position of the image is at focus, and in the second row it is at focus and at infinity. So these two are like reciprocal to each other. So here the position of the object is at infinity and here it is at focus. In the second case, it's just reciprocal of the first one. That is, object is at focus and image is at infinity. Similarly, in the second case here, between when we place the object beyond C, the image is between C and the reciprocal of it. That is, placing the object between F and C, we get the image beyond C. It's just the reverse of the first case. So it's easy to memorize these two things. Then at C, the image would be formed at C itself. The size of the image would be diminished two cases. That is, when the object is at infinity and when the object is beyond C. At these two positions, the image would be diminished. In all of the cases, it would be enlarged except in this case, that is when the object is at C. The nature of the image would be real and inverted in all these cases except the last case, which is object would be placed between F and P and the image would be formed behind the mirror. That's all about basics of concave mirror image formation. Thank you.